We'd like to disconnect. We'd like to disconnect, please.
Okay, so why is it that you don't want the faster speed? Help me understand why you don't want faster internet.
Help me understand why you can't just disconnect us.
We first heard that phone call yesterday. A couple trying to cancel their Comcast service, but a representative stood in the way. The call sparking a new conversation about cable companies and whether it is time for viewers to cut the cord.
A lot of people are saying yes. More than 7.5 million American households canceled their cable in 2013. That is up from about 5 million homes from 2010. Nicholas Thompson is the editor of the website for the New Yorker magazine. Good morning to you, Nicholas Thompson. Welcome back.
How are you?
So that conversation was so irritating, yet so relatable, because I know many times we've been in that position. But the guy on the phone says, it's my job to have the conversation that you keep your service. So the cable company encourages you to do whatever it takes. This guy just went above and beyond the Call of Duty.
That guy went above and beyond the Call of Duty. That guy acted absurdly, but it did. The reason why this resonated and the reason why this got spread all over the internet is because we're so used to it. Customer service at the cable companies is absolutely terrible. It's infuriating. It's awful. And that's because they're monopolies. They don't have to compete. They don't have to win us over. They've got us. We have to buy their services so they don't treat us well.
And they know that.
And they know that. And so they do what they want to do.
They can't be thrilled by this publicity.
No, this is not a good week for them over that, but it's not effective. It's not going to lead to more regulation that leads to more competitive cable industry.
Yeah, but if more and more people look at cable television, and how much it costs and figure out alternative ways to get what they get from cable, the kind of, depackaging of it, then they're going to shift there. And that's part of the reason that cable coverage has been going down.
Right. So there are a lot of people who are cutting the cords, who are moving to alternatives. One thing to remember, though, of course, is that Comcast provides both your internet, which you need often for work purposes, and your television. So you can cut off their cable services, but you're still going to be dealing with their customer service reps. But if you want to cut off their cable services and you keep their internet, there are all kinds of things you can do. You can watch a lot of shows through Hulu. You can watch through your Roku box. You can get a digital antenna. There are a lot of alternatives so you can reduce the amount you pay. Just pay for internet and then pay for some add-on services.
You said something interesting, though, when you were talking about sort of lack of regulators. There's no one in there sort of defending the customer here.
Right.
Is that going to change? Because we just keep hearing about these cable providers getting bigger and bigger, whether we're talking about, possible Time Warner deals, possible Comcast deals. When does this stop?
This is one of the worst regulatory failures, I believe, in this country, a very consequential regulatory failure. If you look at internet speeds, upload and download speeds, we're about 30th or 40th in the world. That's terrible for a country that has spurred the internet, that in fact created the internet.
We're that slow.
We're that slow. And the reason we are that slow is largely because of policy failures. We have not encouraged a competitive market. We have not enforced best policies. In fact, even yesterday, there was an amendment to a congressional appropriations bill to make competition even worse, to lessen competition, to limit the FCC's ability to push competition in local cable markets. So our government has let us down on this. That is why our internet is so slow. And it seems like we're just going to continue in that direction. As there are more mergers, as the industry consolidates even further, it will become more and more monopolistic and there'll be less competition. Somebody will reverse it someday. We'll get good policy, but there are not a lot of signs of that right now.
Just with respect to service and these phone calls, do you believe that the attention that's come to this will change policy by Comcast?
Yes, this will probably change Comcast's policies for a short while. They will certainly tell all of their reps that you need to keep your customers. Our customers are very valuable. They make us a lot of money, but please do not abuse them. I'm sure there's a memo that's been around to everybody. I'm sure this tape will be played in every training session. I'm sure there are a lot of Comcast people watching right now who remember that they don't want their voice to be spread on a technology blog. So yes, I think customer service will get temporarily better for sure, but there's still these structural problems that limit their incentives to help us.
And you say negotiate your bill.
Oh, absolutely.
You say negotiate your bill.
This is one thing you can do. You can call your cable company and say, I'm thinking of leaving, I want to pay less. They have a whole bunch of options that they haven't told you about, and they can reduce your bill. So you think you pay too much, call them right now and see what you can bargain them down to.
Yeah, I think they'd be open after that.
This is a good week to do that.
All right. Thank you, Nicholas Thompson. Good to see you.